The rain had been falling for 3 days straight, the kind of relentless drizzle that soaked into the city's bones and refused to leave. It slicked the streets, blurred the neon lights, and washed the color out of everything it touched. Detective Ethan Cross stood under a flickering street lamp, staring down at the body-lying face. Up in the alley behind the Grand Orion Hotel. One body. So many questions. And before the night was over, far too many suspects. The victim was a man in his late 40s, dressed in an expensive charcoal suit now ruined by blood and rainwater. His throat was cut clean, precise, professional. No signs of a struggle. No wallet. No phone. Just a gold signet ring still on his finger, engraved with a symbol Ethan didn't recognize. The medical examiner, Dr. Leela Monroe, knelt beside the corpse, her gloved hands methodical and calm. Time of death, Ethan asked. Between 9 and 11 p.m., she replied. He was killed elsewhere and dumped here. Whoever did this knew what they were doing. Ethan nodded. That much was obvious. The alley was too clean. No witnesses. No blood trail leading out. The killer had erased themselves. Almost. By morning, the victim had a name. Victor Hale. Real estate tycoon. Political donor. Philanthropist. According to public records, he was a model citizen. According to confidential police files, he was something else entirely. Shell companies, offshore accounts, illegal land grabs. Ethan said, flipping through the file back at headquarters. This guy made enemies like most people make friends. A Captain Ruth Alvarez leaned against the desk, arms crossed. That's why this case is yours, Cross. Every powerful person in this city has crossed paths with Victor Hale. Somewhere in that mess is our killer. Ethan looked at the board already filling with names and photos. One body. Many suspects. The first stop was Victor Hale's mansion overlooking the river. Marble floors. Floor to ceiling windows. Security cameras on every corner. Elena Hale, Victor's wife of 20 years, sat stiffly on a white leather couch. Her eyes were red, but dry. No tears left, or none shed at all. When was the last time you saw your husband? Ethan asked. Yesterday evening, she said softly. He said he had a business meeting. He didn't say where. Did he seem afraid? Or Elena hesitated just long enough. Victor was always afraid, she said. When you live the way he did, paranoia becomes second nature. Ethan studied her hands. No wedding ring. You knew about his affairs, he asked. Her jaw tightened. I knew about his lies. The women were just part of it. Motive plenty. Alibi, none solid. She said she was home all night. Alone. Ethan left with more questions than answers, and the unsettling feeling that Elena Hale knew far more than she was saying. Marcus Vane was Victor Hale's longtime business partner, and, by all accounts, his rival. They met in Marcus's office downtown, glass walls, city skyline. A view built on money and power. Victor was a snake. Marcus said without hesitation. Brilliant, but ruthless. He'd stab you in the back and blame you for bleeding. Did you kill him? Ethan asked flatly. Marcus laughed, but it sounded forced. If I wanted Victor dead, I wouldn't have been stupid enough to get my hands dirty. Ethan slid a photo across the desk. Security footage from a restaurant. That's you and Victor, Ethan said, arguingly. 2 nights ago. Marcus's smile faded. Business disagreements. Witnesses say Victor threatened to expose you. Marcus leaned back, eyes cold. Victor threatened everyone. That's how he stayed alive. Or how he got killed. Councilman Raymond Cole had built his career on Victor Hale's donations. Now those donations were about to become public. Cole wiped sweat from his brow during the interview. Victor was helping the city, he insisted. Urban renewal. Job creation, by bulldozing low-income neighborhoods, Ethan countered. Cole swallowed. I didn't know everything. But Victor did, Ethan said. And he was planning to talk, wasn't he? Cole's hands trembled. I have a family, he whispered. If Victor went down, he would have taken all of us with him. Fear was a powerful motive. So was desperation. The fourth suspect surprised everyone. Nina Brooks, 28, freelance journalist, and Victor Hale's secret lover. They met in a quiet cafe. Nina looked exhausted, hollowed out by grief and guilt. He promised me a story, she said. Proof of corruption. Documents. Did he deliver? Ethan asked. She shook her head. He called me last night. Said he was scared. Said if anything happened to him, I should look in the storage unit. Ethan's pulse quickened. Did you meet him? Yes, she whispered. But he never showed up. Truth rang clear in her voice, but so did heartbreak. The storage unit was a gold mine. Documents, USB drives. Audio recordings. Victor Hale had been preparing an insurance policy. Names of politicians, CEOs, judges, even police officers, including one name Ethan didn't expect. Captain Ruth Alvarez. Ethan felt the room tilt. Was this why the case had landed on his desk? Ethan confronted Alvarez late that night. You want to explain this? He asked, dropping the file on her desk. She didn't look surprised. I knew Victor, she said quietly. Years ago. Before I made captain. He helped me bury a mistake. What kind of mistake? Ethan demanded. The kind that ends careers, she said. Maybe lives. Did you kill him? Alvarez met his eyes. No. But I know who did. Victor Hale wasn't killed by greed, jealousy, or revenge. He was killed by fear. The killer was Marcus Vane, not acting alone. Marcus had discovered Victor's insurance file weeks ago. He knew exposure was coming, so he hired a professional, staged the body dump, and made sure suspicion spread in every direction. But Marcus made one mistake. The signet ring. It matched a ring worn by members of a private financial syndicate Marcus belonged to, a detail Ethan uncovered buried deep in Victor's files. When confronted with the evidence, Marcus broke. He was going to ruin everything. Marcus hissed during the interrogation. I didn't have a choice. You always have a choice? Ethan said. You just chose yourself. Marcus Vane was arrested. Charges followed. Murder, conspiracy, corruption. The city shook. Careers ended. Elections were overturned. Names fell like dominoes. Alina Hale disappeared from public life. Nina Brooks published the story of her career. Captain Alvarez resigned. And Ethan Cross stood once again in the rain, staring at the alley where it had all begun. One body. Many suspects. But in the end, only one truth. Ethan visited Victor Hale's grave months later. No one's innocent, he murmured. Some just hide it better. The rain began to fall again, and somewhere in the city, another secret waited to be buried.